All right, first you want to fill your brakes, fill it to the max level, and I always put the lid back on. Why do I put the lid on? Just in case this bubbles up, this stuff will eat the paint right off of your vehicle. All right, here we are. This is where we're going to bleed our brakes from. I've just got myself some 1/4 inch. We'll pop that on there, like so. It's going to look just like that. Put this end in the brake fluid. Pump them, baby. There we go, a little faster. Keep them pumping. This is what I found the fastest way to bleed brakes. It's important while you're doing this process to keep it full. You don't want to suck that dry. Otherwise it would do the opposite of what you want to do here, your system. There we are. Can't stress enough. Keep the lid on, gents, ladies. Good, baby. And hold. Now, as soon as you get it, just go ahead and just tighten it up just a tish. Good to go. Put your dust cap back on. That's important. If you don't have a dust cap, get one. They're important. You'll like that. This is the fastest way that I know of to bleed brakes. It is so simple. The error is in the system that you had a problem in, and it just works so easily. 5 things that you're going to need. First of all, you're going to need some brake fluid. Make sure that the brake fluid is the right brake fluid for your vehicle. A disposable cup, and in this case I just took an old brake fluid can, cut it in half. 1/4 inch line, I used fuel line. I would say about a foot of that. And when you're done using this, mark it as what you used it for, because you don't want to use that for fuel line after you used it for brake fluid, because brake fluid is highly corrosive. You're going to have a wrench to open your bleed screw up, and in my case I had a lovely assistant. Which is my lovely assistant. Now, at all times keep the master cylinder full, because you're going to end up sucking this dry. That's what's going to end up happening. Take your disposable cup and take your 1/4 inch line, put it over your bleed screw after you crack it open. Make sure to crack it open and keep it in here. Meanwhile, your lovely assistant is going to be pumping the brakes very slowly at first. And there's going to be some air coming out of here. Make sure that this doesn't get anywhere. It shouldn't, but just make sure, because it will take the paint off again. What's going to end up happening is this is going to fill. This is going to fill. Put a little bit in there, a little bit of brake fluid in there. I would say probably, I think I had about that much in there. So it's going to fill up just a little bit, maybe, not much, and it's going to suck when she releases off of there. So it's going to fill with air and suck, and it's going to fill and suck here as well. Now this is going to want to go down on you, so about halfway through, maybe a 1/4 way through, fill it up again, more brake fluid. Keep it full. When this starts to fill up, you know your system is completely, remember this is a hydraulic system. If you get air in there, you won't have brakes, or if you do, they won't be reliable brakes. In this case, it's a 1 ton that I only use for heavy pulling. So make sure that you have no air in this system. This really works well. You only have to do this on 1 caliper. Instead of going to all 4 tires, 1 caliper. Steps, you're going to need an assistant. Loosen the nut, which is here. Put your quarter-inch line in. Get your disposable cup ready. Have your assistant start to pump the brakes. Make sure that you can communicate back and forth. Keep the master cylinder full at all times. I can't stress that enough, otherwise you'll get air back into the system. When you're done and this starts to fill back up, tighten the nut back up. Tighten the nut right on top of the caliper. They're always on top of the caliper, so it might be under some dirt, mud, whatever, but it's there. Stress again here, do not get brake fluid on your paint. The reason for it is you won't have paint at the end of the day if you don't heed what I'm saying.